What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another WhitetailDNA vlog. And it's been a quick minute since I've done a vlog here. If you've missed the last few videos, go back and watch the last couple. My cousin Caleb did a really good job. I brought you a 3-part video series from his season, and among those videos is him shooting an absolute giant, pretty much a near booner, and then he actually mentored and filmed one of his good buddies get his first deer ever, and then he was able to cap it off with a doe late in the year. So pretty cool. And today I figured I'm out here shed hunting, and I'm out here shed hunting in the snow, and I get a lot of questions about when to start shed hunting. Should you shed hunt in the snow? How long should you wait, and all that good stuff. So that's what today's video is going to be about, and let's jump right into it. Alright, so the first thing that I want to cover when it comes to shed hunting in the snow is just knowing when to start. I get that question a lot, right? Like, when should I go out shed hunting? Is it too early? Is it too late? All that good stuff. The first thing that I want to talk about here is you don't want to start till a large percentage of bucks have actually shed their antlers. So I'm usually running trail cameras, and this is a great year for an example because a lot of bucks started shedding early this year. I had camera pictures of bucks dropping in December, early January. Today is the first week of February, and it's when I've kind of started hitting it hard. I'm guessing there's about a 50-50 ratio of the amount of bucks dropped to the amount of bucks still holding. So that's enough for me to get out there and get started, whether there's snow or regardless. And that's something you definitely want to keep in mind. Whether there's snow or not, you don't want to be out there searching for sheds if all the bucks still have their antlers. But when bucks have started shedding, even if there is a bunch of snow, it's still worth getting out in my opinion. And I'm going to jump into why here more. So even when there's this bunch of snow on the ground, there's a couple things you're going to want to do to really help your odds of actually finding deer antlers. And the first being that you want to really focus on those winter bedding areas where deer are spending a lot of their time right now. This is a great example where I'm at. I'm in kind of this little cedar swamp, and it is absolutely packed like crazy in here. You can kind of see, as I'll show you, a lot of deer trails, a lot of beds, and the snow is pretty deep where I'm at. So if a shed's being dropped off a deer trail and just straight into the snow, odds of finding it are pretty low. I want there to be a bunch of really packed deer trails that you can find antlers dropping right on the trails, because then it can be kind of easy to find them, right? Because if you've got sheds right on the deer trails, even if their tines down, you should be able to find them. But if their tines up especially, they're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. And just knowing what to focus on in the winter is gonna play a large role into knowing where to find sheds. So another thing when shed hunting in the snow, you definitely wanna be keying in on southern facing slopes. Deer love spending time bedding on south facing slopes in the winter because that's where the sun's hitting a large majority of the time. Those north facing slopes, usually snows deeper, there's not much deer sign over there, and so it's something you definitely wanna be thinking about. And with that, be thinking about lower terrain. I shed hunt a lot of areas that are just big, huge hills, and on the bottom of those hills, there seems to be a lot less snow, and there seems to be a lot less snow and a lot more deer activity. So southern facing slopes, lower terrain, definitely seems to help. And those are a couple things you gotta keep on your brain when you're shed hunting in the snow. So finally, if you don't think shed hunting in the snow is worth it, trust me, it can be. You just don't wanna be looking where it's gonna be impossible to find a shed, right? Where it's super deep, where there's not much deer sign, because yeah, then it's gonna seem like a waste of time. Make sure you do your scouting in advance. Know where winter food sources are. You know, it's not always gonna be in areas where deer are actually moving in the fall or even later in the spring where they could be dropping late. To find sheds in the snow, you gotta be where the deer are right now. So that's why even, I like to run cameras a lot this time of year and to be thinking ahead for years in the future. because you need to know where the winter food sources are, where the winter bedding areas are, and you need to be where the deer are right now in order to find the sheds, because you got to find them almost as they're dropping. So I'd really encourage you, if you think bucks are starting to shed out in your area, get out there and look for some antlers, because it's a lot of fun. I found my first one the other day of the year, hoping to find some more here soon. Today I haven't come across any, but I'll be back out here again this week and hopefully can find some more. So stay tuned for more videos coming. If you like this, please hit the subscribe, the like button, and hit the bell for notifications. That really helps me out a ton. And I'll see you again next time.